One thing I've come to appreciate as I reflect on my life so far and all the barriers I overcame and just taking in the past 10 years of my life, I've come to realize that it's not worth it if you're not excited to wake up in the morning every single day. And when you're not, it's because you're not living in integrity with your soul blueprint. It's that simple. So you want to really pay attention to um, the stories that you are waking up into, because that's step number one. And most of them actually are actually in the darkness, in the subconscious mind. You're not aware of it because you've been programmed to believe this is how life should be. This is how work should be. This is how relationships should be. This is how my relationship with myself should be. You were not modeled something different. But because you were born into this, you're given this programming, it's not the issue. The issue is not being aware that these stories are actually your role to reprogram, to reset, to be reborn through them. It's not a set in stone. It's not something that's it and it's done. No, it's your role to actually come within yourself and really check in with your soul, like what is mine, what isn't. And this is where the transformation begins. So the first thing you want to check is, what systems am I plugging into that don't align with my soul blueprint? And I can tell you what those systems are, because we all have different soul blueprints. We all have different purpose on earth. We're all designed differently to thrive in different settings, in different belief systems. So you really want to unplug from the world, from the external world, right? You will need a little bit of time alone, because when you're just around everyone's energy, it's so easy to not have self-assurance, to not have certainty, especially when you're asking everyone questions, especially when you're pedestaling the people who have the life that you desire on a pedestal, especially when you're projecting your own belief systems about other people who you believe are better than you because of some inferiority complex. It is so easy to not notice that because you're so in the thick of it. You believe you are your mind. So you want to notice who you spend the most time with. Which podcasts do you listen to the most? What YouTube channels, what online communities, in-person communities, what news outlets, what topics trigger you and you read the most, because that is the systems that you're feeding into. Those are the systems that are that have your energy and are anchoring you into that reality. Reality is flexible, but we were taught through programming and conditioning that no, this is how it should be. But you, when you were born as a kid, you knew like it was infinite. It was flexible. You could make it into whatever you wanted to. It is until we got into school systems, we got into church institutions, they disconnected us from our spirit body. We're told this is the way it is. It should be logical. If it's not logical, it should be like this. It should be linear. If it's not like this, if it doesn't look like this, if it doesn't feel like this, it is wrong. So when your inner child wants to step out of the boxed line, and it wants to color outside the boxed line, you feel shame, you feel guilt, because it's not according to their blueprint. It's not according to their manuscript. Deep down, you know there's more to life. You feel like it's not hitting them. There's no fulfillment. And that's why you're so depressed waking up. There's no motivation to do the things that you want to do, the things that you actually love. There's no desire to do it, because where you have anchored in yourself is not where your soul was designed to thrive in. So you want to uproot and walk, clarify, walk away from the environment, right? Where you're just by yourself and you can clear your field. And really pay attention to yourself, write everything down, and really find out like what stories are feeding into my energy. because you are already the source. You are the source of everything that you desire. And we've been taught that we are not the source. The source is outside of ourselves. It's in that job, it's in that house, it's in however that looks, right? So this is where you find yourself like always like chasing what you want to chase, but you never get there because you're seeking something that's within you. So how do you pivot back in here? You pivot by really clarifying what is yours and what isn't yours. And when you do that, you're able now to remove the extra layer that was preventing you from hearing your inner voice, because your inner voice always knows the next step you need to make in order to be in alignment with your higher self, in order to be in alignment with your soul blueprint. And the deconditioning process begins soon after that. Deconditioning, what I'm talking about, deconditioning, it means letting go of belief systems that are not conducive to your soul blueprint, that are not conducive to your thrive mode 24/7, that are not conducive to your happiness. Yes, happiness is a choice, but it's not going to happen when you've got all these thought forms coming into you, when you have all this emotions, borrowed emotions in your body that are not even yours, or unprocessed emotions, trauma in your body that hasn't been fully brought into full circle. It's going to feel heavy. So you want to decondition your system so that actually you can anchor into your okay, it's me again. It's me, the real me, right? So now you're excited to live your life on your terms, not their life through your body, through your system, right? So I'm actually releasing the happiness formula in a few weeks. You can, if you want to be part of it, you can find more information in the about section. You can find my email and send me and if you're interested, just let me know so that I can add you to the waiting list, so I can inform you when it drops. But it's very simple how you know what to decondition once you unplug from everybody's stories, once you know which stories are yours and which ones are not. And sometimes when you are living with people who don't have the same belief systems as you, and they're enforcing their belief systems on you, and you kind of have to kind of like, okay, yeah, I have to believe in these belief systems for me to survive, for me to belong. Otherwise, if I don't do that, I won't be able to survive. I won't be able to know that I have a home here. I understand that protective mechanism. But part of this certainty of consistency of always waking up to consistent happiness, consistent excitement to wake up into your life, it comes with actually getting out of, like, literally putting a hard stop to things that don't make you happy, that don't pour into your higher self. And that includes what you put in your body. It includes the songs that you listen to. I'm always repeating all of this because it's so simple, and yet we think, oh, it has to be something really huge, something like a huge enlightenment. No, it's the small things that you're already doing that need to be tweaked. And then those small things, when you change them and you compound them, right? You invest energy over time, it becomes a part of you. And then you're like, wait a minute, like, I wanted to show up in this way, but I wasn't able to show up in this way because I had these belief systems that separated me, that disempowered me from taking these actions. So it's less of doing out of alignment with yourself, and more of being, so you can really clarify what doing is in alignment with your soul and which doing is in alignment with your false self. You want to individuate, you want it to make it so clear, so that as you are becoming more present and more aware within yourself, and more anchored with your most present, most authentic self, and creating an unconditionally loving, safe space within your inner being, it becomes easier to pivot from your not self, your false self, to your soul blueprint, your true self. And that's how you actually naturally begin to decondition. And through this process, what I found out from my own experience is that you just start attracting solutions that support you to pivot, that are just perfect for you, right? So for me, breath work, because of course when you're now changing a neural pathway, when you're changing how you show up in the world, when you're changing your relationship to yourself, to reality, it's gonna create more heaviness. You're gonna panic, you're gonna feel like, oh my god, right? Your system is gonna go crazy, your mind is gonna go crazy, because it's like, what are you doing? Stay back. Go back into the box. So you actually want tools that help you regulate your nervous system. You want tools that help you calm your mind. You want tools that help reprogram your mind. You want tools that help you stay grounded as you're doing your pivots, right? So that you're not, yes, the mind is going to go crazy. Your emotions are going to kind of go haywire, but you're aware of like, oh, it's going like this way because it's the unknown. But we're okay, baby. I know I'm in the lead. I know this is the unknown, but it's the unknown because we're creating a new life, where this is the rebirth process. So it's going to be, you're going to feel very vulnerable. It's natural, right? So your ego is going to die. The ego is a continuum thing, right? You're not always going to be the same person. If you're the same person, that's probably also why you're miserable, because you're unwilling to change who you are being. You're unwilling to die so that the new you can sprout out. So like with trees, right? Seasons, all these trees, very soon, well, after summer, we're entering into summer now slowly. Well, actually, we're in summer now. In 3 months time, they're gonna start turning orange. They're gonna start turning brown, so that they can share these green leaves. So who you've been in the past was green, but now you're entering a different season, and hence the lack of excitement to wake up where you are, because you're now in a different season. Your soul goes first. Your human catches up. Your soul always goes first. Your soul always knows like, okay, we're over here. And then your human's like, huh? And your soul's like, over here, right? So you want to remove what's separating you from hearing your soul faster and sooner, right? There are all these stories that have been created to separate ourselves from our soul, because we had to fit into a box we were given, and that usually causes soul fragmentation, right? Especially with a lot of trauma we've been born into our bloodlines. We have inherited stories that were never ours, but we took them on as ours, and that's what makes it so much heavier. Like, why do I believe this? I don't really believe it, but why is it in my system? Right? Why am I having these thoughts? These thoughts are not really mine, but why it's because the meat suit that you inherited, there's DNA in it, that nucleus in there. If you took biology, that nucleus, it has so much information in there, so much information. You're so valuable. If you know Yaki Awakened on here, he says we're walking trillionaires, right? How many cells do we have in the body? And how many ancestors came together to create just you? Over 1 million. So that's how much information you have in your body, how much information you have stored in your body. But when you're not working with it, and when you do not know how to work with this information in your body, it's so easy to become a victim to it. It's so easy to feel like, oh my gosh, like, I'm not wealthy, I'm not resourced, I don't have anything. You got everything you got in your body. So this is why you want to cherish your body, you want to adore your body, you want to come back to your body. No matter where you are in your body, you always want to come back and bring reverence to it. No matter what the world is saying about your body, no matter what the world is projecting about your body, you want to come back and honor it, because this is your house until your time finishes in this meat suit. And then your soul's like, okay, it dips, and then it goes into its next storyline, into its next meat suit, or into its next journey. So lack of excitement. It's not. So my lack of excitement is not going to look like what your lack of excitement looks like, right? We've spoken about that. How somebody else's source of happiness is not going to look like the same for you, right? So you really want to be in integrity with your spirit, with your soul, and really listen. Really listen to your inner voice first, right? So for other people, they'll be like, they're in the season of buying mansions, buying cars. But with you, really, you're like, yeah, your soul's like, yeah, but your ego's like, I need it because I need to prove my worthiness. I need to prove that I'm somebody in the world. I need to prove everybody from my past that I am that somebody, right? So there's that dissonance between your soul and your ego. And you want to clear that dissonance so that your human and your soul are actually working together. So that ego death is what's going to allow your human and your soul to work together so that you can actually create a healthier ego. So the ego is always going to be there. And ego is how we perceive ourselves and how the world perceives us, our projected sense of self. It gives us a sense, an identity, right? But your true identity, the one that you want to anchor in, is the faceless identity, because that's the limitless self. That's the one that is aware of your thoughts, and that's the one that's aware of your awareness. It's just. So when you meditate, right? When you're still and you notice like you're talking to your thoughts, right? You're like, your thoughts say something that you don't like, and then you say blah, 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 right? You respond. That's your ego. And then the one that's aware that you just did that, that's your true self. So I mean, it takes time when you haven't really connected to your spirit body to become aware of this and it be a normal part of you. It's always been there. It's just a matter of being aware and having a practice of detachment from your mental body and bringing balance to your mental body, which is my specialty, one of my specialties. So you really want to pay attention to those dissonances that are happening. What is your soul saying? What is your ego saying? So who is creating more peace, your soul or your ego? Right? And I don't want you to think like, oh yeah, your soul, of course, is going to say, it's going to always say the most peaceful thing. It's always going to be in alignment with your higher self. But just for exercise, without you trying to be something that you're not, without you trying to be something more than you already are, just pay attention. Like, oh, okay, my ego wants that, but my soul wants that. And pay attention to the dissonance that's happening. And that exercise, that will just help you to account for where your energy is going. And you'll notice like, oh, is this what I actually want to invest into? Because everything is a choice. As a sovereign being, everything is a choice. That's belief number one. For people who don't have the capability to own their choices, they can't even understand what I'm saying because it's a consciousness thing. The fact that you can actually keep up, it means that this is where your soul is taking root. This is where the consciousness level you're anchoring into. So you really want to be honest with yourself and really call yourself out, because once you're calling yourself out, not from shame or judgment or from like criticizing, it's from unconditional love, from wanting the best for yourself, from wanting to live your true purpose, which is to live a life where you're like, man, I can't wait to wake up. And that's like, I was just thinking yesterday, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so annoyed when I go to bed, because I'm like, oh my gosh, like I have so much I want to do. There's so many books I want to read. Like I didn't read everything. Like, why do I have to sleep? Why can't I just stay awake and just do everything that I want? But of course now as I'm expanding, I'm now realizing as I go to bed and sleep, that's another journey, right? So there's more to look forward to when I'm sleeping, because my night ritual is so exciting. I love it. It feeds me. Not what other people are telling me my night ritual should be like. No, I have my own night ritual that I look forward to. And then my own morning ritual that I look forward to, because it's mine. It's what pours into me. It's what nourishes me. It's what makes my inner child giddy, right? And I'm always looking forward to waking up in the morning, because I have what's mine, not what they tell me is good for me. What's whatever. Yeah, I'm disciplined because I have a night ritual and a morning ritual, but it's me. It's from my own blueprint. It's from my own truth. So if this resonates with you, I invite you to the temples. You can find more information again in the About section. I support you individually and as a group. And you can find what resonates the most with you by actually not listening to the mind, but letting your heart lead. So we are dropping into our heart space and making choices from there, because this is where the best choices are made. And I'm not talking about allowing your emotions to blind you from making empowering choices and choices that are the best for your higher self and the best of humanity. I'm talking about the emotions that inform you on your inner state, inform you on your needs, inform you on what's going on around you, how you're collecting data and actually using it to your advantage. So if you have any questions, leave them below, and I'm curious to know what got activated the most for you. Otherwise, see you on the other side.